our Southwest 300 journey so far. But in today's episode, good morning from a very sunny Girvan. Someone's abandoned a rubber duck. Cruelty to rubber ducks. Did we ever figure out what that island was called?
Ailsa Crag.
Ailsa Crag.
Today's a bird sanctuary, providing home for a huge number of gannets and an increasing amount of puffins.
Wow.
The only surviving buildings on the islands are a lighthouse on its east coast facing the Scottish mainland.
Yeah, I think that's it in front.
The island has a freshwater spring but no electricity, gas or sewerage or telephone connections.
Gosh. Looks beautiful this morning. And in a moment we're going to jump in our camper van and drive to Ayr. Lane even has her gloves on.
It's just to keep warm.
Yeah. It's lovely.
You want to be toasty.
So we began our drive to Ayr. Little did we know our journey was about to come to a halt. A little bit of trouble with our van. The display says we've got too much oil in the engine. And the people we hired it from said that may be the case, and if it came up on the dashboard, to take it into a garage to be drained, hoping there was going to be a dipstick in this engine. And guess what? Doesn't appear to be a dipstick. Never known that. But perhaps in these modern vans there isn't one. Elaine is just googling it to double check, but we're fairly certain. We spoke to a garage in Ayr and he said if the dipstick is just above maximum you should be alright, but if it's about a centimetre above maximum you get it checked. Hence the reason we wanted to check the dipstick. No dipstick. So we may have to take it to a garage. Such is. Okay, we've got a great view of Arran and Holy Island. And a bin. We've just phoned several garages and they're either not picking up or picking up saying they don't have a ramp big enough or they can't book us in. And we've just phoned another nice place in Ayr, and on our behalf they're phoning a few garages in the area to see if they can book us in. If not, we've then got plan Z. We'll phone the CAMPERVAN hire person people, and our holiday will either then be cut short or we carry on driving around. We're halfway round now anyway, aren't we? We're halfway round. Whichever way, if we drive back the way we came, it's probably going to be the same distance. So for the time being, we're just sitting tight and waiting for a phone call back from these garages in Ayr. Having finally booked the van into a local garage for first thing in the morning, we thought we'd head into Ayr itself. This is where we are the rest of the day. Until they can have a look at the van tomorrow morning. But the rest of this afternoon we're going to walk into Ayr Town. Right. The Lang Scots Mile. So that was air. We're now walking on the beach. Oh no. Aaron's clouded. Aaron's now in the mist and the cloud. Heading back to the van, settling down for the evening. And ready for tomorrow. Whatever that will bring, eh? What will tomorrow bring?
On our way.
Yes.
That's all we can hope for.
Definitely. Definitely. Up early the next day, the garage were great, and all was sorted between them and the van owner. And in a short time, we were back on the road.
So we left the garage about 9:30. We were there from just before 8 because we wanted to get there early to make sure we were up on the ramps first. It took about an hour and a half to get the job done. We lost a day probably because we didn't really intend to stay there. We couldn't stay on the beach car park because it looked like it was a place for racetracks on a Wednesday night. And we just found a really quiet, just off the road place to park in a very quiet lane, which again didn't feel like, wouldn't be our usual place to pull in, but we had to make do because we couldn't drive the van far just in case. But we're on the road and the sun is shining, so all is well. But we did really want to sleep up by a lock last night, but hey ho. Look how pretty that is. Look at those colours. A few Scottish hills. No more coastline now.
We're heading for Moffat. The next town on our list. Could be the final town on our list. Oh, didn't know that either. Moffat Town Centre, Europe's first dark sky town. Bakers. Always like good bakers. Walking up the glebe, and there's a Spitfire. Looks as if it's in someone's back garden. In fact, I'm sure it is. Is this somebody's house? This is now in someone's front garden. That's crazy. So you can make donations. So do you fancy having one of those in your front garden? Having completed the Southwest 300, we crossed back into England, found a campsite for the night. A quick brew in the morning, we were soon off to return our van and then head home. We hope you've enjoyed our Southwest road trip. Please leave comments and any questions. and we'll see you on our next adventure.